Good evening. I'm Chevy Chase. The top story is, of course, the good news that President Ford is over that week-long bout with that stubborn cold. White House physicians say that after a mild cold of that sort, it will take the president a few days to recover his motor skills fully, citing the period after his last cold when he tied his shoe to his hair blower and inadvertently pardoned Richard Nixon.
There has always been an interesting divide among movie critics when it comes to Bill Murray and Chevy Chase. For decades, critics have consistently favored Bill Murray's films, often praising the tone and character arcs found in his work. If you look closely at the structure of most Bill Murray movies, they tend to follow a recognizable pattern. He usually starts off as this dry, ironic, effortlessly cool, somewhat cynical guy who uses humor as both a shield and a weapon. And then, near the end of the film, often within the last 20 minutes, something shifts. His character experiences a transformation, his guard drops, and he turns into a more compassionate, emotionally open, even gentle person. That transformation is frequently baked into the whole point of the movie. Chevy Chase's career, on the other hand, doesn't really operate on that pattern at all. In Chevy Chase films, the comedy is built around the idea that his character doesn't change. The version of him you see at the opening of the movie is usually the exact same version you get when the credits roll. He tends to be slightly arrogant, sarcastic, sharp-tongued, and unapologetically dismissive. And he doesn't soften for the sake of audience comfort. Unless he's deliberately cast as a clueless or goofy character, like in the Vacation films, Chevy Chase basically plays a heightened version of himself. Confident, snobbish, and always ready with a smart remark. Even in moments where there might be a tiny bit of growth, that redemption isn't the central focus of the film, nor is there an attempt to turn him into a warm, cuddly figure by the end. When asked if they ever worked with him, the response is usually filled with admiration. Many actors and filmmakers openly say they would love to collaborate with Chevy. They often mention how handsome he was during his peak, which was surprising to many considering he was primarily known as a comedic actor. During his early run on Saturday Night Live, for example, he wasn't just funny, he was a genuine star. When he appeared in a sketch, the energy automatically shifted, and audiences knew they were watching someone special. Lorne Michaels, the creator of SNL, even joked that Chevy practically had to leave the show for SNL to truly become the ensemble show it's known as today. Otherwise, it risked turning into the Chevy Chase Show, with the rest of the cast functioning as his backup players rather than as a balanced comedy group. Another interesting bit of trivia is that Chevy was originally supposed to play the role of Otter in Animal House. When you rewatch that film, it's easy to see how the part feels tailored for him. In many ways, Tim Matheson ends up playing what is essentially a Chevy Chase-style character. Cool, sly, sarcastic, and charming in that uniquely detached way. So while critics may have gravitated more toward Bill Murray's dramatic arcs and emotional payoffs, Chevy Chase carved out a completely different comedic identity, one based on consistency, attitude, and a refusal to conform to the traditional nice guy by the end formula.